Hey everybody, it's Marlene from Life with Marlene. I am your channel for vlogging. Uh, I thought I forgot for a second vlogging because I have so many channels. I almost said something else, but I'm your channel for vlogs, walkthroughs, travel videos, and motivation. So, welcome everybody. How's everybody doing? Happy Sunday to each and every one of you. I really do appreciate each of you so much for being a part of my channel. And today I wanted to give you guys some gems because you guys are a gem. And like when I wanted to talk about this topic when life happens, because it really does. Life happens to all of us, and sometimes it's in a good way, sometimes it's in a negative way. Um, but it's all about how we choose to deal with our life, how we choose to look at it. So I'm going to get into sharing 11 things that I like to think about when life happens to me. So let me first start off by saying this, welcome to the stream. Please like and share this out. And if you would choose to support the channel, you could do so through my Cash App, which is right there. So I thank all of you gems for your support. If you could I really would appreciate it. Hey, the mother and a daughter duo, I really appreciate you being here. Happy Sunday. Thank you so much for being here and supporting me. So let me put up this banner that I have right here. Today, I just wanted to talk about when life happens, right? And that's one thing about life is we can't stop our life from being, what it is. We can't stop ourselves from problems. We can't stop ourselves from having difficulties. We can't stop negative people. We can't stop drama. We can't stop health problems. There's a lot of things that is not within us to control. And I know for most of us, for the majority of us, we want to control our situation. We want to control how our life is. And that we have to understand that there are some things that we cannot control. And one of them is life. When life happens to you, we can't stop that. So I have 11 tips that I want to share with you, Gems, about when life happens. When life happens, number one, I want all you Gems, to know you're not alone. Okay, know you're not alone. I know that when we go through hardships, when you go through a hardship, when you go through a difficulty, a disappointment, some sort of loss, pain, sadness, aggravation, when you go through something, you feel that you're the only person in this world. And I want you all to rethink those habits. It's just part of our human nature to feel that when we're struggling, we're the only ones that are struggling. We're the only ones that are going through this trial. And there is encouragement, there is motivation, there is empowerment in knowing that you are not alone, in knowing that we can't stop life, we can't stop challenges, we can't stop people from being who they are. We can't make people do the right thing, but what we can do is encourage our own mind, encourage our own heart, encourage our own spirit, and believe in ourselves even more. I want you all to know that you are not alone, even when you may feel like it. When you're struggling, when you feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders, when you feel like you have so much stress, and the things that you have to deal with and cope with, you do feel like you're alone. But I'm encouraging you today and letting you don't absorb that. Like we are sponges, Gems. We are sponges. And Only what you allow to absorb from your environment is what you can be, what you can become, what you think, how you feel. All of those things are very important. It's very important for us to understand that we are what we think about, we are what we believe, we are our associates, we are so many things. But one thing that we're not is alone. And that's something that other people want us to believe. Even if you don't have people in your immediate circle, even if you don't have people in your life that understand you, but there's always somebody out there. And I'm going to tap into my spiritual side. There's somebody, always somebody out there who is thinking of you, praying for you, and wanting the best for you. And I feel like this is so necessary for me to say, because a lot of times we feel that we're alone in this life. We feel like we're alone in our struggle. You're alone in your trial. You're alone in your difficulty. And I'm here to tell you that even if you struggle, even if you've been backstabbed, even if you have people in your life that don't understand you, they don't appreciate you, I want you to know that just because they don't see your power, because they don't see your worth, because they don't see everything that you are worth, that does not make you less than. I want you to know that you're not alone. I want you to boost up your own self. See, we can't wait for other people to see our potential. We can't wait for other people to speak of our worth. We can't wait for other people to get on board with our dreams and our hopes. We can't wait for other people to see us, to understand us. We can't wait for that. See, life is too short, and you don't deserve to waste not even one moment of your life thinking that you're alone, because you're not. See, we have to work on our own self. We have to work on our own mind and encourage ourselves and lift our own self up. And I know that is hard. I know when a trial is facing you. I know when there's a difficulty. I know when you've been backstabbed. I know when you want certain people in your life and they're no longer here, or you feel lonely, or you're having a financial trial, or whatever it is, or people are saying things about you. You're the brunt of a joke. You know, those things are not easy things to overcome, or even if it's our own self. See, even in our own mind, we can condemn our own self. Yeah, we can tell ourselves, I'm stupid, I can't do it, I can't make it, I'm unworthy, nobody likes me, I'll never make it through this. And that's one of the biggest lies that there is to be told. See, you are not just okay. You are wonderfully made. You are important and you are special. You are valued, but you must first believe that about yourself. See, I can only give you the information, Gems. I can only feed and pour into you, but you have to first absorb it. You have to digest it. It has to become a part of you. It has to be a part of your mindset. This is what, not only what I say, it's what I believe. And because I believe it, it's a part of what I do. It's a part of my seed of motivation. It motivates me every day to get up, even when I want to stay in bed, even when I feel some type of way about my life, about what I'm enduring. And you ask yourself, why am I going through this? See, those are the times, motivators, where we have to say, I am enough. I am enough, and so are you. And I want you to know that you're not alone. You're not alone in what you're enduring. You're not alone in what you're going through. There's thousands of people, if not millions of people, who are going through trials right now. On today, they are enduring a trial right right now. So I want you to get this out of your mind. I want you to delete it just like a backspace button and remove all of that negativity out of your thought processes. Yeah, and it's not who we think a lot of times are the people that will be there to support you and love you and give you what you need. See, sometimes it's in the hidden people, it's in the people that you never thought would be there for you, those are the ones that are selected. Those are the ones that chosen, because we don't know other people's battle. The people that you want and you think should be there and you're mad about it, why won't they support me? Why aren't they there for me? Why aren't they listening to me? See, everybody is carrying their own weight and burden. I'm not making excuses, I'm just being honest. Think about it. If you're going through something and you're having a personal struggle, think about what another person could be struggling with as well. I'm not making excuses. I'm just being realistic. See, we don't see that another person could be enduring something too. Maybe they would love to support you. Maybe they would love to encourage you. Or maybe this could be somebody that maybe they don't even have the voice to speak up and say, "I'm hurting too. I'm going through a lot." See, that one of the things that we have to learn about ourselves, Gems, is that you are important enough to speak up when something is happening to you, when you need some support, when you need someone to hold your hand, when you need someone to listen to you while you vent. It's nothing wrong with asking for help. And I know that we maybe come from that generation to where we're afraid or we're ashamed or we think we're less than or we're weak by asking for help. That's not true. A big lie is a big lie. The more that we seek help, the more we ask for help, is the more we can be empowered, the more we can be enlightened, the more our spirit gets elevated, and the more that you can do the same thing for another person. See, the more that we become encouraged, the more that we become motivated, the more that we do for ourselves and love on ourselves and give ourselves some mercy, some compassion, some loving kindness. See, a lot of times we will give loving kindness to other people. We will give other people appreciation. We'll give other people support, a pat on the back, but we're not giving ourselves that same extension of love. See, remember, Gems, love begins with us. Yeah, all of that. See, the love has to begin with you. And when you are going through a period of time in your life, when life happens, maybe it's your time to extend that same loving kindness, compassion, mercy, love, and friendship to your own self. See, this is how we elevate. This is how we feel better about ourselves. And this is how we can help our own mental, physical, spiritual, financial, and our emotional well being. See, I want you all to be well. I want you all to be well, Gems. Every single one of you. Each one that hits that subscription button becomes a part of the Gems family. And how you feel and the things that you're going through, it matters to me because there is strength in numbers. When I become strong within myself and my relatives, then you can be strong with you and your relatives. And then it's just, uh, uh, um, I can't think of the word, but it's just an effect. When one person gets strong, others get strong. Then the community gets strong, the community grows. And I want you to grow in your love for yourself, because that's something that we don't think about when we're enduring something. We don't think about our love for ourselves getting us through it. And not only love will get you through it, it will get you over it, it will get you under it, it will get you even if you're on your knees crawling. But I want you to say one thing to yourself: when the tough gets going, I'm going to continue to fight. And that's what I want you to do when life happens to you. Continue to fight. Know that you're not alone. So you have people out there and they're looking at you right now. You don't even know. They're looking up to you as an example. Look at you. And you don't even know they have you up on a pedestal. They're looking for you to say, look at what they're doing. I'm so proud of them. You don't even know. You are a person who is in charge of motivating and encouraging another person. So every time you get up and you fight, you're saying to the person who looks up to you, see, they're doing it and I can too. And that's what I say to you too. I get down, I get discouraged, I feel sad, I cry. I'm human. But also the same thing for you. You get down, you fight, you cry, but then you get up again and you fight. See, that's what you do when life happens. See, this life will eat you alive. This life, people, this system of things, drama, all of it will like consume you, with the pain, with the anxiety, with the stress, with the things that people will say. People will bury you if you don't know your own worth. If you don't know what you're about, if you don't know the reason why you're here. Now I know that I'm speaking to somebody right now because you may not feel like it, but you do have a reason for existing. You have a reason for existing. And when you're enduring something, you feel like your reason is lessened. That what I'm doing, things aren't working out for me. But guess what? A lot of times when you may think that things are falling apart for you, is things are getting put in place for whatever is coming next for you. I learned that this week from my mentor. Mhm. We think a lot of times when we're enduring a lot of trials that it's a breakdown in our life, that maybe this hope or this dream is not meant to be. Sometimes a lot of no's have to happen to us for a yes to take place in your life. And I'm saying to you that a yes will take place in your life if you continue on. See, you have to say, how much do you want it? How much is this meant to be for me? How much do I believe in my dream? How much do I believe in me? See, that's what's going to get you through when life happens. Okay. And I want to encourage your mind, because usually our minds get like dark, cloudy. We have those wild thoughts. We think crazy. We think that we're nobody. We think we're not valuable or important. And it's because of certain people and individuals in our life that don't value us and don't appreciate us. See, we have to learn that what they're bouncing off onto us is not a reflection of us. See, what somebody else thinks about you is none of your business. See, no matter if they like you or they hate you, that's none of your business either. The question is, what do you think about yourself? What do you believe about yourself? What are you personally doing to make your life the way that you want it to be? See, that's the difference. See, a lot of times we feel this way about ourselves, and then we're not doing anything to make changes in our life. See, if you want to change, you have to make a change and you have to believe in the change and the process. Life is not going to be easy. There's going to be struggles. There's going to be difficulties. There's going to be people who we think are our friends that aren't. They're going to backstab us. But along the way, you learn a lesson. You learn a lesson. Okay. And this is the message that I wanted to bring to you. Whoever is feeling down on today. Okay. Maybe yesterday you were okay, but today you're not on your best. I want you to come back for this message every time and know that you are enough. You are worthy and you are not alone. Keep on going, gems. Keep on going. Okay. So let me get back into the chat and see who I missed in the comment section. Hey, the mother and daughter duo. How are you doing? Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Happy Sunday. Hey, puzzle pieces. How are you doing? Welcome. Really appreciate you being here. And if you guys could hit the like and share this out, I really appreciate it. Hi, Alvin. How are you doing? Welcome. Hey, Drea. How are you doing? It's good to see you. Sending love your way. Sending love to everybody who is in the chat and encouragement and support. Hey, Lisa, how are you doing? Appreciate you being here. Happy Sunday. I hope all is well with you. Puzzle Pieces says, I learned a long time ago to keep my dreams and desires away from certain family members because they used to make me doubt myself so much that I will stop dreaming. I feel that, Puzzle Pieces. I feel that 100%. I'm about to put this link here in the chat for anyone who would like to, maybe share something or some way that maybe you felt that way from time to time. And I would love to hear from you in the audience, my fellow gems. What helps you to endure? What helps you to endure when you just feel like throwing in the towel, throw your hands up and just say, I can't do this anymore? What helps you to endure? Okay. So the first point was, no, you're not alone. Okay. I want you to know that you're not alone. Point number two is get support. Remember how I was saying that a closed mouth doesn't get fed? So if others, and I'm not just saying anybody reaching out to support from anybody. No, I'm talking about the ones that actually do care about you, the ones that will check on you. I don't mean the ones that you want to love you or you want them to care about you, and they've proven by their actions that they don't care about you. See, we're going to leave those people behind because maybe they haven't matured yet, emotionally, mentally, and we're gonna give them some mercy. Okay, we're gonna extend olive branch to them. Okay, because some people need more time to mature. Okay, and we're gonna keep them in our thoughts, and we're gonna extend positivity. We're gonna radiate positivity that way. The best way to deal with somebody who is negative, hurtful, and mean is to think kind and positive thoughts towards them. Send them positive vibes and vibration instead of negativity. See, kill people with kindness. Okay, show them that no matter what you do and say to me, you can't break me. You can't break my spirit. You can't break what I'm about. You can't break what has been downloaded on the inside of me, because I am strong and I have a message and I have something to do in this life. I want you to remind yourself of that whenever you're going through something. You're not alone, okay? But seek some support. Whoever that is in your life that has proven that when I ask them for support or when I need to vent, or they're the ones that check on me, they're the ones that will, support me mentally, spiritually, financially, physically, whatever aspect that you need at the time, they're there for you. See, tap into those people and ask for support. Don't think that you have to endure anything alone. See, we can't stop life from happening. You can't. We can't stop life from happening. We want to sometimes. We wish we could stop life from happening. We wish we could just crawl into into a hole, or just disappear until our life will get better or improve. But sometimes, I'm not saying all the time, sometimes the reason for our struggle may be our thinking. It may be our mindset, okay? And how are you looking at the situation? That's vital. That's something that I definitely learned. Okay, so let's get to point number three. When life happens, okay, when life happens to you, give yourself a pep talk. A pep talk. Now, what is a pep talk? It could be some affirmations that you speak over your life that gets you charged up, feeling energized, or it could be some gentle reminders, to tell yourself to not give up, that the best is yet to come. You're what is meant to be for me, nothing can stop it. You have to have something that you encourage yourself with, that while you're enduring, while you're going through it, you also should feel good about yourself. Nothing should ever stop your smile. See, that's one thing that I learned, is that we can't stop difficulties and struggles and the things that other people do and health problems. You may not be able to stop that. But what nobody can take away is the message that you have here in your mind, in your brain, in your mindset, in your focus. Nobody can stop you from your mindset. See, sometimes we have to reset our focus. We have to reset our thinking, because our thinking is not in the right way. We're thinking crazy. We're believing in what other people are saying about us. See, we have to stop believing the lies that other people feed and portray about us. I always say, but what do you say? And to my believers, what does God say about you? Okay. Give yourself that pep talk. We need those gentle reminders, that pat on the back that it's going to be okay. All right. It's going to be okay. All right. Sometimes life gives you a hard set of circumstances for a while, but it was always something that we can learn from it. It's always something that we can grow from, right? It's always something that can make us have more of a backbone and stand up straight. Look at ourselves in the mirror with a different set of eyes now. Now I'm stronger. Now I love myself more. Now I know how to be a friend to myself. Now I know about endurance. Now I know about self love. Now I know about self worth. Now I know about what is meant to be for me. See, until you go through struggle, sometimes this is where we can start really thinking, is this what I'm really supposed to be doing? Or is this really the people that I'm supposed to be doing this with? Or maybe is it the people that we have in our life? And we're going to get into that in a little bit. So we do definitely have to give ourselves a pep talk. Hey, Kyle, how are you doing? Welcome. Very good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate your support. I hope you're doing well. So let's get into point number 3, okay? When life happens, we all know that we can't stop life. Life is going to continue on and move along, even if we're all the way back there. You can sit, you can pout, fold your hands, you can give up, you can be lazy, or you can get up. You can stand up. You can be consistent. Okay. You can tell yourself, maybe I just need a little bit of a break. Okay. Maybe I've been doing too much. Maybe I've been saying yes too much. You may be saying yes too much. There may be a lot of reasons why you're in the situation that you're in. Okay. We have to, when life happens, do something about it, and don't ignore the red flags. So if you see that somebody is doing something to you and you don't like it, you don't like the way they talk to you, you don't like the way they treat you, you don't like how they're manipulating you, you don't like the mind games, don't ignore the red flags. See, when life happens to us, we actually have to look at, okay, this is what's happening, this is what they're doing, but also we do have to assume accountability in our life. When things happen to us, when people do things to us, it's not always a personal attack, but it's also showing how much do we believe in ourselves? How much do we love ourselves? What am I willing to do and sacrifice to show how much I love myself? When it's hard, when it's difficult, when someone stabs me in the back, how much of my character am I going to show? Am I going to prove myself to be like the person who has wronged me? Or am I going to elevate myself in my mind and say, I'm better than that? I'm better than that. I'm stronger than that. I'm worthy. Okay? This is what I'm about. I'm not going to be like them. Okay? I'm not going to be like the evil, the wickedness. I'm not going to be like that. I'm not going to be like the people who hurt me. I'm better because I know better and I deserve better and because I am somebody. Not that that person who wronged you is not somebody, but maybe they don't know their worth yet. Maybe they have not been introduced to confidence and self respect. And maybe by your example, you can show them. No matter what I did to them, they'll never be nasty to me. No matter what I did to them, they never said anything mean, or they never divulged any of the personal information that I told them. See, we show our maturity. See, we show love in action. We really do. You show how much you love yourself. You show how much you love others by the way that you treat yourself and the way you treat others. See, when tried, when tested, what kind of things are you pouring out? What really is on the inside of you? When tested, how do you show what you're about? Hmm. Are you really who you say you are when tested? Or do you show another side of you? See, this is the proving to yourself who you are, what you're made of, what your focus is about. See, we can't stop other people from what they do, but we have to remember we're in control of ourself. I'm in control of myself and how I talk to myself. I am a reflection of my ancestors. And every time I speak because of where I came from. And I mean that on everything. I am what was the past. I am a culmination of all of it. So when someone does something to you, when someone wrongs you, when someone hurts you, hmm, what do you pour out? What do you spill out? What do you give back to them? Do you give them back a smile? Do you give them back a prayer? Do you give them back silence? It's all up to us what we choose to give back. But when someone proves to you something and you don't like it, make sure that you pay attention to those red flags. All of those things. Hey, Word, how are you doing? Welcome. Happy Sunday. We definitely have to show who we are and what we are made of. Okay. So let's get into point number 4. When life happens, when life happens, remember it won't get better if you're being manipulated, lied to, or used. If somebody is a manipulator, if someone is a liar, if someone is a user, if someone is whatever, something that is toxic and pulling and taking from you, that won't get better. No matter what excuse they make, no matter what they say, that people like to project that it's your fault. And if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't do that. They want to blame you because they're not accountable for their own actions. Okay. But don't make excuses and don't think that you have to take it. So you don't have to take the negativity. You don't have to take everything that is put out. You don't have to pick up other people's burdens. You don't have to pick up other people's negativity. You don't have to pick up and listen to all of that. Give people back their own problems, their own negativity, their own everything. You don't have to associate with people. You don't have to be around people if it's not your vibe. If it's not your vibe, it's not your vibe. It's all good. That's the best part of being an adult. We have to select what we choose to be around, what we choose to listen to, all of those things. Okay? We have to make those choices. And until we make a choice, right? Until we make a choice to endure, until we make a choice to love ourselves, until we make a choice to continue on, we have to make that choice here first. See, life isn't going to change until we choose to change it. And we choose to change our life by our focus, by our consistency. And yeah, I want to say something to you guys so bad, but this is something that I'm saving for my members on my other channel. So I'm going to pause right there and leave that. But be consistent, everybody. Be consistent. Let's get into we just did point number 4. Okay. So this is very important too. When life happens, right? When life happens, respect yourself. Okay. Even if it seems dim, bleak, even if people have embarrassed you, stabbed you in the back, talked about you, spoke negatively over you and your life, and they'll point their finger at you and say you're nothing, you're nobody, even if they don't see your potential, even if they don't see your gifts, even if they don't know what you're about. You have to know what you're about. You have to know what you can do. You got to know your own personal limits. And that's something that as an adult is something that is learned. It's a learned behavior. You have to learn to love yourself. You have to learn to trust yourself. You have to learn to set boundaries. You have to learn who, when somebody shows and proves who they are, actually believing them, not making excuses for them. Okay? And just saying, this is who they are. They've proven that. And because I respect myself, I don't have to settle. I don't have to settle. And you don't have to settle. Respect yourself. Respect your values. Respect your decisions. Respect your worth. Respect that, you're intelligent. I'm intelligent enough, and know that I don't have to just accept everything from everyone. Okay? I respect myself. Respect your body. Respect your values. Respect your morals. I know that in today's world, having values, knowing your worth, uh, showing love to people, even when they're unkind and negative and dramatic, is something rare. But I'm sharing what I know works, because no matter how much fire people try to pour on you, and do things to backstab you and all of those things, people will always know who you are and what you're about, because people know your character, how you treat others. It's always proven, no matter what other people will say. At the end of the day, the right people are going to rock with you. The right people will fight for you. The right people aren't going anywhere. Okay? And those are the people that we choose to, you know, be close to. We choose to rock with them. We choose to appreciate them. Okay? Let's do that. Respect yourself and don't settle. Okay? Let's not settle. Yeah. Respect your boundaries. Know what you can do, right? I think that that's so valuable. Mm-hmm. Respect your boundaries, okay? Know what you want to do and then stick to that. Don't let anybody change that about you, all right? Don't let anybody change that about yourself, okay? Okay. Let me see where I was. I think I was in the wrong ones, whatever. I was supposed to be here. I think I did this one. Believe in yourself. I don't think I did that one. I got mixed up for something else I was doing on my other channel, but whatever. We're going to go back to this. So, believe in yourself. When life happens, believe in yourself. When life happens, believe in yourself. Um, and I know that that's hard when you're on your knees, when your back is against the wall, when someone backstabs you, when people disown you, when you feel lonely, when you feel vulnerable, when you're not doing okay mentally, when you're not okay physically, when you have a physical ailment, when you're dealing with so much emotionally, when you're going through something, when life is happening to you, it's very difficult to believe in yourself, because it's like you can't believe in anything, because it's like your mind is all like cobwebs are in your mind, like just it's just no connection, like you don't feel connected to this world, you know. You don't have any connection to your spirit, but you have to do that for yourself. You have to find a way to connect. So believe in yourself, everybody, even if nobody else does. Hi, how are you? Welcome. Happy Sunday. I see my wonderful guest is here in the background, Miss Nexie. Let's welcome her to the show.
Hello, Marlene and chat. How's everybody doing?
Awesome. Thank you
I
so
hope
much for
everybody's
being
okay.
here. Yes.
Okay, good. And actually, Marlene, you did number 4, but it was something else. It was about the red flags.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I don't know if that was the one that you were supposed to do or not, but because I was like, I saw number four. I think I saw number four, but it
Okay.
was about red flags.
Okay. But it applies still. Red flags, believe in yourself. We'll go with it. Continue, Nexie.
But important thing on everything that you do, Marlene, whether it's um, a new job, whether it's a move you're going to make, whatever it is that you're going to do, what you just said right now, that believing in yourself, that is the most important thing that you can do on any step that you're going to take. Any step, whether it's to end a friendship, whether it's to um, renew an acquaintanceship, whether it is to leave your job of years and get a new one, whether it is to end a relationship, whether it is to get into a new one. Whatever you do in this life, you know, believing in yourself is number one, or things will not work out.
Mhm. You have to. You have to believe in yourself. And I'm so glad that you brought that up, Nexie, because when you're going through something, that's one of the first things that goes out of the window.
Yes, yes.
That's crazy. It's like you could be doing so good, so many great things could have happened to you in your life, and at the moment something happens to you, you're like, I'm nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For, I'm so sorry. Give me a second.
Yeah. So
Sorry, I'm just getting over a cold, so I didn't want to like cough in the chat.
it's
But
okay.
it is, Marlene. You're so right. It's funny because I'm the most, and I like to say this about me. It encourages me, even if people feel that I'm not, but I am very confident on me. I am a very secure person. And that's my pep talk, by the way. I'm secure, I'm confident, I'm
Yeah.
powerful, I can do this. I do this all the time. But even even though I am that person, every little thing when life happens, every little thing when life happens throws me off. And I start doubting, and sometimes coming across those family members or those negative people around us, not necessarily family members, but some people we know
Yeah.
that they bring that negativity towards you, even if you don't feel that they succeeded on their negativities. Sometimes just being around them, you start doubting things that you're about to do or doing.
Yeah. And they will drain you. They'll drain everything from you emotionally, mentally, spiritually, financially. They'll just take you until you're nothing. Until actually, unfortunately, there are some people that those toxic people in your life, if you allow it, they will have you. You'll no longer be around. Like
Mm-hmm.
real talk. They'll put you in an early grave if you let them.
Yeah, exactly. I and this is because it pertains to what we're talking about, that I'm gonna say this. I have a friend who is I don't want to say he's a motivational speaker, because that's not what he is, but he is like the main, like the main speaker on certain events of where I work at, right? When we have celebrations or any pep talks that we need to have, he's the one that is always giving this motivational speeches and stuff like that. But I was noticing something the other day that I had not noticed before, Marlene, and is that, yeah, people like how he speaks, but I noticed that when his assistant, or his psychic, as you can say, right, or his
Yeah.
assistant, when he's the one putting the lectures together or whatever it is, the place is packed. And I didn't understand why until I asked one of the people there. I say, how come whenever this person is on the on the flyer or whatever, even though this speaker is amazing, why is it that whenever he's here, because I've noticed this a couple of times, this gets packed? And they say because most of the speeches and the thoughts come from him,
Oh,
not the speaker. And I was
oh,
like, really?
oh. So he's just he's like a ghostwriter then
Like
for
a
him.
ghost speaker, yeah. But he has good, they bounce their ideas back and forth, right? But the best topics and stuff like that, or the speeches that are meaningful, and they were telling me that they came from that person. And I found out why, Marlene, he's not the speaker. He has massive anxiety.
Oh, okay.
So even though he has all these things to say, if he steps on the stage, he gets an attack and that stops. And it has
Yeah.
happened a few times. So he steps back. But the beautiful thing about this is that the ghost speaker gives him the credit he deserves. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
okay.
He kept on saying this. I'm just lending the voice. I'm just lending the voice. But I thought he meant he was lending the voice to his thoughts.
No.
But I
Okay.
but it's always like that. It's packed. So I sometimes we have to be, that person for someone, right, Marlene? We have to be that the pillar, that emotional person, that you have to be there. But when it's time for you, for someone to be there for you, pick the right person.
Yeah. That's why I always say be careful, choose your circle very, like, have to be very selective.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, not everybody that we think should be in our circle, or I will even say has the right to be. We think people think they have the right to be in your circle because
the
they know you for a long time or they're your relative, but no.
No, yeah, you said that before, which is why I brought it up because for me it was important. I've been in different, platforms around here, and there's a selected few that I appreciate their thoughts, their motivations, their eloquence on speaking, their topics. You're my number one, by the way. You're the person I admire the most. You bring out topics that resonate with a lot of us, that are needed, that sometimes we're down, and just listening to one of your topics brightens up, at least for me, it brightens up my day.
Oh, thank you.
So,
Thank
it's important that all of these things, like you said, even if it's not something that we're going through, the fact that you are bringing this up to light, we have a way to, if we're feeling down when life happens, to go and listen to, you know, your topics. It's important.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, next, because sometimes, like me as a motivator, I'm human. I make mistakes. I feel sad. I get discouraged, but my whole thing is that I don't allow myself to stay there. So we can't stop life from happening to us, but we can always work on how we deal with life, how we cope with it. One of the best things that my mentor gave to me is you can feel down when you're going through something, but give yourself a time limit, especially when if it's something very difficult. Like, if you want to be sad or cry, I put a time limit. I put an hour, and then I go and I just scream and cry and do everything I need to. When that timer goes off, I'll be like, that's enough. Okay, time to move on with your day. You can't let yourself stay in that funk for too long. And I think that that's so
I'm
important
so
because
sorry about that.
that's
I
okay.
was I was talking up a storm, okay, and I
Okay.
forgot that I was muted.
Okay. Go ahead.
No, I said that that's sometimes we have to remember that we are human, right? That we are going to have our moments, that we're gonna be in our feelings sometimes, and it's okay for us to have those moments because they bring you back to reality. I feel that we get caught up in the day to day and all the responsibilities and all of the things that we have, to deal with in life. That sometimes we have to have those moments and where you say, you know what, I'm gonna go into my feelings right now. I need to process what's happening. I need to know, why am I feeling this way? Do I need to cry? Then, like you said, yes, go ahead. Put your timer if you have to. Sometimes it can be just the 5 minutes and you're okay. You just needed to release the stress. But we have to remember that put in things for next time, or I'm not going to do it right now. It's not important. That actually can create more problems than if if you deal with them right away. So we need to remember that, let's get in our feelings. We are human after all.
Right. Yep. Let yourself feel
Mm-hmm.
what you feel, and it's nothing wrong with it. I think that's so important. And for myself, I always, like, I was raised that, having your emotions and stuff was something negative. They always would say, like, oh, women are emotional, like it was something bad. It's nothing wrong
Mm.
with having emotions. What I learned in my personal growth and maturity is that you can't just stay in your emotions all day long. You have to know when now it's time to be emotional, and now it's time to make some hard decisions that does not have anything to do with my emotions.
You know what I learned, because I came from a background the same, right? Women are so emotional. Oh my God, there she goes crying again. I came from a background, but you know what I learned? As time went on and as I started analyzing life, and I think this was probably at the age of 7, that actually men are more emotional than we are. I'm sorry. My opinion, Marlene, I don't want this to bring any negativity to your show.
Mhm.
But I learned that men are the ones that are all in their feelings. Men are the ones that cannot let go. They are the ones, and I'm sorry, I have brothers, okay? I'm not saying all men are like this, but a good 90,
Good amounts.
a good, my brothers, they were the ones always criticizing us. And guess what? They were always, oh my God, I can't believe he did that to me. And 5 years later, you're not talking. Oh, hell no, he did this and this and that to me. And I'm like, oh, wow. I thought we were the one, females were the ones on their feelings.
Yeah, and one of the things I will say about that, Nexie, my personal belief, it's not Nexie's or anybody else's. I'm just saying from my own personal experience, I found that the reason why a lot of men are that way is because they're never given a space to be able to be comfortable to say that, I'm feeling this way, because they'll look at them, shame them, make them think that they're weaker or anything. And there's nothing wrong with feeling that way. And because they don't get that platform to be, your emotions matter, and cry, be upset, be angry, be vulnerable. Because they don't do that, they stay in their feelings longer. Whereas a woman can have her feelings vented out and be done with it, they will keep holding it because they've never allowed themselves to open up 100% on
Mm-hmm.
how they feel about something. And I think that's important too, that while you have your emotions, man, also important to have them fully,
It's
in
true.
certain safe spaces, not everywhere, but in a safe space, you need to have your emotions.
Yeah, because even that's what we do as well, Marlene. We have our certain spaces where we're gonna go and release everything that we're feeling. But again, that was my opinion, and the only reason why I bring it up is because um, we actually made our brothers stop saying that, because every time they will say, of course, I mean, come on, there she goes again, she's a female. So whenever my sisters and I wanted to educate them, because they're gonna get married, you know what I mean, they're gonna go be somebody else's partner or husband or whatever it is that they're going to
Mhm.
be. And they need to understand that when you say people to a female or to a woman, or a child or whoever you say that to, you can damage that little person or that woman or whoever you say them to a lot.
Mhm.
Sometimes we just need an ear. Yeah, we may be in our emotions and our feelings, but that ear can save a life,
Yeah.
you know?
I always say, from I was a little girl, my dad used to always say, you have to have a safe place to fall.
Hmm.
You have to have somebody that you have a safety net with. I can let myself completely be myself with you. I can scream, yell, and I don't have to worry about later on somebody say, oh, they're always screaming, yelling, or throwing it back in your face. You have to have people that aren't like that, that you can be vulnerable with them, and then that it's not going to go any further.
Exactly, exactly. But we need to remember that, it's not a sex, like a female thing. We need
Yep.
to remember that. And sometimes, like, my boys, of course, they all do their own little thing, and they gonna have their moments, right? My sons do that all the time, even though I brought them up with the fact that they can have their feelings, and it's okay if they have them. They can have them alone, or they can come to me or dad or whoever they feel comfortable with. But the fact that we are teaching this right now, giving people an alternative to what they were brought up with. It's important. It's important because, like your title says, life happens. And sometimes when life happens to you, you want to scream,
Mhm.
right? You want to go crazy on somebody. And instead of, you know, um, getting in trouble for going there with somebody, you just have to have that safety net.
Yeah. You have to have a safety net, and like if you don't have it within your relatives, because sometimes, let's be honest, 100%. Can I be
Mm,
honest?
of
Um,
course.
some of our relatives are crazy.
Some of
they're
yours,
not. They're not. Mm-mm,
mine
mm-mm.
are, most of them are.
Nope.
I'm just kidding. I'm
Mm-mm.
just kidding.
I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. Some of our relatives aren't. Mm-mm.
They're
Nope.
not wired properly.
Nope. 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 They're not. They're not all the way together. And that's why I wanted to get to this point. When life happens, we have to be positive even when you don't feel like it, because not only for yourself but also for people who depend on you, like your children, your siblings, people who really love you. They need for you to hang in there. And there are times where you don't feel like hanging in there. You just want to be like, whatever, I can't do this anymore, and you just want to give up. But we have to do it not only for ourselves, because we think about ourselves most of the time and think it's just about me, when there are other people who need us and love us and need for us to continue on.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. And let's not just limit it to our family members. Sometimes outside the house, a person on the street. Sometimes we don't know what people are going through, Marlene. We don't. But a smile, a good morning, a good afternoon, an act of kindness, just a little,
Yeah.
conversation of how's your day going. That can make somebody's day. We have to, and that on itself, sometimes when I'm feeling down, Marlene, and this is me, this is how I deal with it. When I'm feeling down and I'm feeling very negative about, what's happening on that day, or what I'm going through, I go to a place that I know I can make somebody else, day better. And it's a nursing home near where I work. There's a lot of seniors there, and I go there just to say hi, to see how they're doing. I go talk to the nurses around them. They're sometimes playing games, and going there, Marlene, reminds me that the negativity that that I had on me, the positivity that I lost, and that negativity that I'm carrying it that day, I gotta turn it around and think of how much better I can make somebody else's day if I continue to be positive. But that's what I do. It doesn't have to be anybody else's way, but that's what makes me go back to positivity when I'm having, like I could say, one of those days.
Yep, and I'm gonna get back to your point in a little bit. So here's point number 7. When life happens, know that there's always hope. A lot, especially when you're struggling, financially, a health problem, so a breakup, something that is like a heavy weight on you. When you're going through something, you feel that all hope is gone, and that's not, it couldn't be further from the truth. You are what you believe, and when you believe that there's always hope for me and something amazing is going to happen for me, it will. But you got to first believe that for yourself. So when I feel discouraged, I always remind myself that there is hope for me. Continue on.
That is funny. I was just thinking about dads on that one. What you just said. My dad, when I was little, I remember I would come home sometimes, in my feelings and crying because somebody said something about me or something negative or something mean to me about somebody else in my family, and I would come home very upset and disheartened, and the hope I had of a good day that day was just, you know, it will vanish because of what they said. My dad always asked, "Is that who you think you are? Is that what you believe that person is? Or does that define you? Is that who you are?" And I never understood when my dad asked me those questions, why my dad would always say that in that moment. But it is to bring hope. That's what I had to learn, Marlene, as time went by, is that when my dad asked me that question, it wasn't because he was doubting who I was or what I am. He was trying to say, you know what? Things are going to happen. People are going to say things. They're going to be mean. They're going to go. But is that who you really are? Are you losing hope on what you are? No, I'm not like that. So are you smart? Yes, I am. Are you like a good student? Yes, I am. So what do you hope? Do you hope? What do you want to be in life? Well, I wanted to be a doctor. Do you hope to be that one day? Yeah. Okay, then. So whatever people say doesn't matter because that's not who you are.
That part, all of those things, I concur. I agree with your dad 100%, Nexie. And but you don't get it, because
Mm-mm.
it's wonderful that you had that growing up. I didn't have anything like that. I was always told the negative things. I was ugly. Nobody liked me. Nobody would want me. I'm the whatever. Like, I don't. Why were you even here? I don't know why you made it. All of these things. So you start to believe that and have the negative thoughts about yourself. So I'm here to tell you that even if you've had people in your life, or even if you're currently dealing with people in your life that are negative, that doesn't mean that you're what they say about you.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, you're the one that has the final say about what you think about yourself and what you can do and be with your life.
Mm-hmm. You have the power to believe
Mhm.
or discount what they say. And Marlene, believe it or not, people sometimes get in your safe space. They do, and they start to bring on you the negativity or that doubt. Am I doing the right thing here? And I'm sure you have probably had a lot of those moments on what you do here on your platform. I'm sure a lot of family members have probably like, really, that's what you do? Are you sure that's what you want to do? Are you making a difference? They don't
Yeah.
understand and they put doubt. I'm sure you have had those moments, right?
Yes. They have. You don't know how many times when they scoff at me, like, what is YouTube? Like, nobody's watching it anyways. Like, you might as well get a real job. You know, one of those things. But it's okay, because I had to learn that I'm the one that says what I believe about myself, not them.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying is that life will get in your way sometimes. But those pep talks, like you said earlier, the giving yourself that positivity, that impulse, that little push to put
Yeah.
everything aside of what they're saying is what it's going to make or break
Mhm.
who you are.
Right. And I like what you did just now. It gave me something else to add to that. When we talk about hope too, you have to learn to breathe too. Because of life, you could feel like you're suffocating.
Mm-hmm.
Because some people are suffocating, all the things that they do to us that like drive you crazy if you let them. But also, you got to take a deep breath and think, like, is this something I want? Is this even somebody who's important in my life? Do they even matter? Like, what they say, is that a definition of who I am? And those sort of reminders we need to tell ourselves when we start thinking like, okay, I'm letting them penetrate my force field, because that's what I that's how I look at my personal space and my thoughts. It's a force field, and the only thing that is inside of my force field is my personal thought. What I think, what I believe, what has been downloaded inside of me, what is my purpose in life. And I had to learn that I had to strengthen that. That's why I was upset. That's why I was angry. That's why I was listening to it, because I wasn't pouring enough into myself. So I was letting their fears and projections stop me from what I was supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm. From your goals. And that's the whole point, is that sometimes, even though we are, secure, and we are a positive person, because, you know, we have worked on ourselves enough, Marlene, where we can say, you know what, I am positive. I am a person that brings a lot of positive things and positivities to people's life, and even to myself. But sometimes, even when people say, that you are not being genuine because of what you're doing or your topics and stuff like that, you, of all people, do not allow them to knock you down. You continue to bring amazing topics. You continue to do what you do. And I do the same thing. Regardless of what people say about me or think about me, I know who I am. And I continue to tell myself, yes, this is who I am. So and so said it doesn't matter who she is important, yes, but she's wrong on this thing. And those are the things that I have to continually say to myself, because there's a lot of people around you that want to see you the same way they are.
No, next thing I also have to say, they want to see you fail.
Like they are, exactly. I didn't want to go there, Marlene. I was trying to be
Oh no,
nice.
go there, Nexie. Go there. They want to see you fail. They want to see you fall flat on your face, have no success. They want to see your relationships ruined. They want you to be miserable. They want you to have nothing financially so that they can laugh at you. That's
And
what they
say,
want.
I was right. You see, when I told you to stop whatever you're doing or you were doing, you weren't listening to me. You was just doing your thing. Look what happens. But to people like that, um, I had to learn how to filter that negativity and turn it into a positive thing for me. You heard what I said, right? Not that they were positive or they were making any waves in my brain.
Mhm.
I turn whatever they said into positivity for me. And I held on to those negative thoughts and those hateful thoughts sometimes. And I use them, turn them into positive and to propel me
Yes.
to
Hmm.
continue on my journey. And I am a positive person. I am a very nice person. And I don't mean that, I'm over there feeding all of the homeless kitties and, and dogs. I've tried before, but I couldn't find all of them. No, what I'm saying is that I am nice because I work on me to be better for other people. I'm not giving myself that pat on the back. Oh, I'm a nice person. No, 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 no. That is
Hmm.
for others to say about me, not for me to say about me. I'm saying I'm a nice person enough to work on myself so I can be the better version of me that I can be to other people. Okay. Now, if they say good things about me, I appreciate, I understand, I love that. But I'm nice because I'm working on me. not because I think that I am, like to the
Right.
world. No, I'm working on me, and that makes me a nice human being.
Right. And that's why they always say make other people give you accolades. Don't give yourself accolades. You
My
just
dad
know.
always said that.
Yeah, you always have to know. I'm as long as you know that I'm doing what I need to do, I'm doing my what I should do, that's what's important. And here's another important one. When life happens, be grateful.
Mm-hmm.
Um this one, it could be tough sometimes to be grateful because we want certain things. You turn like back into 2 years ago. I want what I want when I want it. I want it right now. And it's hard to see all of the rainbows and the sunshine and your gifts and your blessings when you don't have what you want. You only think of your life minus what you don't have. So, let allowing yourself to be in this state of being, of appreciation. I appreciate what I have. I'm grateful for what I have. I'm grateful for what I know. And especially learning to be grateful for your health, because that's one thing that today you could be okay and tomorrow it may shift. So learning to be grateful for every moment shifts everything in your life. So you can okay, my life is not that bad. I'm actually doing really good right now.
Mm-hmm. And you saying this right now actually brings me into um, something that I didn't know how to work into what we're talking about. But when I have a certain family member who's very negative, right? That person is always criticizing everybody else's lives, but its own, right? So when
Mm-hmm.
this person was making point of all the things that I'm doing wrong, right, in my life, in my family's life, or whatever, I told him I was very grateful for him. I was very grateful to have him in my life. And I threw him for a loop because he's like, "Oh, really? Oh, I really appreciate it." I said, "No, no, no. I'm grateful because you're showing me the type of person I don't want to be when I get old. So I'm very grateful
Mm.
to you for that."
Oh, wow.
And his face turned like red, blue, green, all kinds of colors.
All the colors of the rainbow.
And my mother was very upset. But even then, what I wanted to tell, you know, our chat and whoever is listening on the replay is that when negativity comes your way, be grateful for that. If somebody is like that in your life, be grateful because they're showing you what type of person you don't want to be in somebody's
Mm-hmm.
life. I'm grateful for everything that happens to me because I learn from it, Marlene. I
Mm-hmm.
become a better person, a better human being, and that again helps me on my growth, right?
Yeah, and that's so important to think about your personal growth. A lot of times we really don't think about our personal growth, but like the saying goes, if someone is not adding to your life, subtract them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing that I had to definitely learn, that a lot of times when I feel down and distraught is people who are always taking away and never making any deposits. They're
Mm.
never making any deposits in my life. And it's many ways that people can put deposits in your life. They can support you emotionally, mentally, spiritually, financially, physically, many ways to support you, and or just with their time. So if a person isn't doing any of those things, you have to be like question it, even if that's a relative, because we think a lot of times we give our relatives a pass for their wrong behavior and lack of support, when no, there
No,
there's no there's no nowhere
mm-hmm. That
near that.
you shouldn't, because by you doing that on itself allows them to continue on um, being the same way. They don't change because you don't stop them. Hi, Sirius. Hi,
Yes.
Miss 702.
Hi, Sirius. Hi, 702. How are you guys doing? Welcome. If everybody could hit the like, I'd really appreciate it. I just wanted to add to this. We just were talking about, being grateful, and here is another important one. Do your best. I don't mean do the best that your family says you can do, or do what other people say that you are or what you're about. I mean, do what you can to the best of your ability.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that I learned, that is enough. We can have relatives, friends, other people in our life that no matter how much you do for them, it will never be enough, because they want more. They're greedy, they're selfish, they're controlling, manipulative, all of it. So we have to learn that as long as I'm doing my personal best in my life, for me, in my situation, I don't have to feel bad, because I know that I'm doing the best that I can, my personal best. And my personal best is not in comparison with a neighbor, a friend, this person, that person. I'm talking about your personal best. I feel like this is a topic that I need to do by itself on my other channel, but this is important to do. You know, your best, not
Mm-hmm.
what other people feel you should be.
There you go. And we're gonna leave it at that so we can discuss it on the other channel.
Okay.
But yeah, it is important. Um, a lot of people focus on what others think or what others are feeling, and um, we're talking about working on you, how certain things make you feel, how you are dealing with certain things. You cannot control other people's thoughts about you or their feelings towards you, but you can control how you feel, how you process things. And so, being positive, you have to work on that on your own. Don't try to have somebody else bring that positivity onto you. Work on that yourself. Other people shouldn't make you positive or negative.
Right. And that's
It's
one
up
of the
to
things.
you.
That's another thing that I learned in therapy that helped me so much, is you're in control of your charge at the moment. So you can choose to be charged negatively or positively, your personal choice. And when I learned to take the ownership back, that it was my choice how I was coping with my life. It was my choice whether I was going to be positive or negative. Even in any situation, you can always choose to be positive. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what do you think I got it from?
Yes.
I got it
So
from therapy.
yes, yes. Um, and just talking about that, doing your best. And here's another point. When life happens to us, get out the house. I think this one is a vital thing, that because sometimes just being in the house, being in the same environment, being around the same people, and we know what we're talking about, our relatives, you just need to see a different environment. You need to get out, breathe some fresh air, so you can, like, not think about whatever is going on in your house. Just get out and be in a different environment, and just be. It's good for your mental health and your physical health, too. Just don't be in the house feeling sorry for yourself. Don't do that.
Mm. Yeah, that's even if it's just to take a walk around your block, even if it's just to go outside and look at your plants and breathe some fresh air. I sometimes notice that when I'm overwhelmed, just taking a walk, around my neighborhood brings back a different perspective. you know Sometimes I'm in my feelings, and just even if I take a cry walking down the street on by myself, even if I'm crying by myself, just walking, coming back home, everything is, if I feel so much lighter, so much more positive, so much more me, normal kind of thing. um what I like I said, it's just even just outside your door, just to take a breath, a big fresh air, big breath of it. You need that sometimes, because staying cooped up can probably bring you down even more.
Right. it really can. I'm glad you said that, and I'm glad that you're getting out and even thinking about that. Sometimes we just think, it's just best I just stay home, and especially if you're feeling some type of way about your situation, we tend to isolate ourselves. Isolate yourself in the problem, and then it just only makes you feel even worse about yourself and your life. So just an encouragement to get out of the house and to just not worry about your problems, even if it's just for a few minutes. It will take you back to feeling like yourself again.
Yeah, and the thing is, sometimes I don't know if this helps you as well, Marlene or Chad, but sometimes when I'm in my feelings and I'm dealing with something that I feel is important to me, because that's the whole thing. A lot of people, when you tell them, they're like, "And that's why you're dealing, and that's why you're like this. Is that's what's bothering you, really?"
Like,
You know what
oh,
I mean?
that's it. That's
That's
it.
it. Yeah. Oh my God. So instead of hearing that, I what I do is sometimes even here in my house, I go to the backyard and I start walking around thinking about it. And then when I come back, even if I don't have the answer, sometimes just sitting back down, I get that, oh my God, okay, okay, I get it. I know when I'm like this right now and I know what I need to do. Some people make our problems even
Worse. Mhm. I think your mic went out, Nexie.
have to talk to when it comes to this. And if we don't have anyone that we can talk to, get some help.
Right, right.
You
So
know,
important.
hmm
So
get
important.
professional help.
Get some professional help, and whatever it is that you need for you. Everybody needs something different. Some people, getting to therapy, that's important, but then some need to add some medication. Maybe if you're having like some depression, some mental illness issue, do what is recommended by your doctor. I'm not giving medical advice, but I know that that's important. Follow the recommendation of your doctor. Don't just go and listen to like self-help things, and follow that. Follow what has been tried and tested and true, that's best for your personal situation. And yeah,
Hmm
and this is the last point that I had, which is a very important thing. When life happens to you, give back. And I
hmm
remember I said I was going to go back to that point where you were saying how you get out the house and you go to a nursing home and you give to others, listening to others, supporting others, doing kind deeds for other people helps us to remember that we're not the only one going through something.
hmm
It reminds you of that.
It's true. It reminds you of um, that you're not the only one feeling alone at that moment. There's a lot of people that, especially in the field that we work in, Marlene, and it's probably why we continue to go back to medicals, right? To the
Mhm.
medical field, because this is where what we do, and this is where we see sometimes the cruelest things happen, or the saddest things happen. So for me, is going there and giving my dedicating that 30 minutes, an hour that I have for lunch to them, gives me a perspective of why am I dwelling on this? Why am
Mhm.
I going, like, why am I in who cares about so and so, or who cares if that didn't happen for me right now? I look at, them, and I look at the positive things that I can do, and I'm like, if I had that promotion, I probably wouldn't be able to be here right now. So you
Yeah.
have to give to others, and but give it with heart, not just because you have to. Do it with your heart.
Yeah, I always say that whatever it is that you do when you give back, make sure it's a cause that has some meaning to you. Whatever that is, something that you've been through in your life. When you do that, you're always gonna feel like your cup will be people, refilled,
Mm-hmm.
because that's an important cause or something of importance to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all those things.
We have to make sure, and also, this is something that I wanted to say because I just earlier was on the phone with a friend, which is why I was like, "Oh my God, hang up, woman! Marlene is on. I need to go. I need to go listen to what she has to say." But I was talking to a friend earlier, and she was very upset because somebody that she's been at her company for a very long time, and they went above her and hired somebody else for a position that she had applied for. And she's like all in her feelings, and I can't believe they did that, and that was for me. I worked really hard for that promotion, and I'm gonna quit, and this and that. And then I started talking to her, and I was like, okay, now tell me exactly why you wanted this promotion. Was it something that you felt you deserved because of the years you've been there, or was it something that you deserved because you were ready for to play that role in the company? You had all the knowledge, all this, all that, or whatever you needed. And so then I brought up, okay, but if you get that promotion, look at the hours you were going to be working, the things that we're doing together, as far as charity and all of the other things that we do together. We were not going to be able to do it because you were going to be there, for so long. So when you have someone that can actually bounce those things and be honest and be positive in the nicest way possible, right? On why certain things don't happen to you when life is happening, that as well is giving back.
Mhm.
Right, in a weird way is giving back.
You have to, okay, like one of the things that helped me, like I remember one time I wanted something so bad for my life, and it just didn't happen no matter how much I tried. So it's like, so one thing that my mentor showed me, she brought out some, what you call it, blocks. You know how like they have for kids, and you
Uh-huh.
have to put the blocks in a certain shape. So she said, "So can I fit this square into this circle?" No, because that's it's a square. She's like, right. And how about, can I put this into this? And so she kept asking me, and it was irritating me. I was like, no, you can't fit anything into what its shape. And she said, same thing. Let it apply to yourself. A lot of times we're forcing ourselves into a certain mold, trying to be like something or get something for ourselves, and it's not meant for us. We're not meant to have that. That's not our purpose. Okay? That's not our passion. That's not the right person. So it's blocked for a reason. And
Mm.
we don't get that sometimes until after we step back and say, wow, I'm glad that didn't work. I really dodged the bullet on that one. So yeah, it's all those things. But I was mad for a really long time because I wanted something so bad and it just wasn't working. But it was because it wasn't meant to be for me.
Mm-hmm.
So don't think sometimes when you think, oh, my life isn't working out, when actually,
You're in the right place.
yeah, yeah.
And that's exactly what I'm saying, Marlene, is that sometimes, I'm not a therapist of any kind. So talking to my friend and bringing her back to, hey, and then this probably is not for you, which is why you didn't get it, maybe something better. I couldn't get her there. She was like, I can't believe that, blah 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 blah. She was going on and on and on and on. And then when I told her, like, okay, let's deal with this, why did you want it? Because I deserve it. No, no, I get that you feel that way, but why did you want it? I'm not saying how that why do you why did you want to get to that position? What will that do for you? How much more of your time will that take out of your day? How much more pay, right? It's gonna be, oh yes, more pay, okay, but how much more are you going to do? How much time are you gonna have left for you? And so we started going through that, and she's like, well, looking at it that way, Yeah, you're right. You're right. Because I know what she likes and I know how she is. If she could be working on charity all day, she would. She will be doing that all day if she could get paid for that because she needs to make a living, right? So I said, this position is not for you. I felt that it wasn't for her because it will require not the knowledge because she has it, right? She's been there for a long time, but it will require a lot of time to be put onto that position that I knew she didn't have. But so
Right.
I had to go back and remember who my friend is and do that for her, bring her back to reality
Yeah.
per se.
Yeah.
But even
And
that is,
we don't like it. I'll just say it for everybody next to you. We don't like the ones that tell us to go back to reality.
I
We
will
don't
not,
like you at the moment. No.
I will not know because I'm perfect. So I don't know how you feel, Marlene, but my perfection doesn't allow me to listen to you right now. No, we don't. We don't. And that's why you have to, you know, be careful on how you have to know your friends, right? Those people you love, those friends you keep around because they're good for you and you're good for them. Because we have to think like that too, Marlene. You know, giving back is the same way in friendship. Am I good for them? If you're not
Yeah.
good for them, you go away. Even
Right.
if they like you as a friend, if you're not gonna be good for that person, you stay away. And that again is another form of giving back. There's so many ways that we can go with this, and do this.
Yeah. It's so true, Nexie. And honestly, I never really thought about it that way. So you've given me yet another perspective on that. Because when we want things, well, we don't want things tomorrow. We want it yesterday, right?
I tell people that I'm as patient as a hungry bear, right out of hibernation. That's how patient I am. So you can understand my patience level.
Mhm. Yeah.
We want it the day before yesterday. That's
Mhm.
sometimes how we are, but sometimes we have those good people in our life that bring us back to, okay, come on, let's talk about this. And even if you say no, we don't need to talk about that.
I want it. I want it. I want it. And they're like, "Are you sure?" Until they start talking to us and saying, if you had that, you would have to do this, and you wouldn't get any weekends off. I was like, "Wait a minute. No
And this
weekends.
And now this brings me to your topic, which is when life happens. How about, Marlene? And this is probably for another topic. When we make life happen, because we want things,
Oh, I'm writing that down. I guess I am.
go for that one. Because it just reminded me of the things that I've done that then I've regretted, and I'll be like, darn it, why did I wanted this position? I'm giving it back.
And guess what? I'm making that the topic for tomorrow. So thank you, Nexie, for the what is it called? The title, the topic. Thanks for it all.
I am so happy that I can help and that you are sensitive enough to it's a compliment for me that you are
Oh,
okay with you. That's
oh
very
no.
nice.
I'm always open to ideas. That's see the whole thing about me, Nexie. Even though I'm perfect too, like you, right? But I still feel it's important that I know if I go through something, I know somebody else is going through it. So that's why when something is on my mind, I like to talk about it. But also when I get ideas from others,
Mhm.
I try to jump on it as quickly as possible because you have to do something in the heat of the moment so that you have that same momentum and fire to talk about it. Because there are times if you wait, say, I'll do the topic in 2 weeks. By the time 2 weeks comes, it's just like, it's not there.
You have
It's not
already spoken about 15 or 17 topics that go back to the topic at hand.
there. Yes.
15 times, 17 times the same thing. And you're like, oh, I was going to do it, but I already spoke about it in different. So yeah,
Mhm.
you're right. And, right now I was thinking, because you said that, you were perfect as I am. Um,
Yes.
our fathers are probably rolling their eyes over there up in heaven.
Yes. My father, my brother, my dad, everybody's like, I beg to differ, but okay, let's
The-
go with that.
My father's probably saying, "Oh my God, there's two. There's
I
another
was
one
like,
again."
and say now they've collaborated. Oh boy,
Exactly.
we
Now
are
they're
in
together,
trouble.
Lord. That's what I was thinking. I was like, "Oh no." Our
Yeah.
fathers are probably like, "Oh Lord, what
And
have
say,
you
hey,
done?"
hey, I got some notes. Hey, you know what they're gonna do next? I was like, just be quiet. Just be quiet. So, yeah, another great and awesome topic. Thank you so much for coming up, Nexie. I really appreciate you and everybody in the chat. Thank you, all you gems, for supporting me. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I'm only 14 hours away from partial monetization, so maybe in 2 weeks or so, I'm gonna have memberships on this channel. So I'm looking forward to it. I don't know what we're gonna do yet, but I'll ask you. I'll do a live stream and ask what you guys want from the membership. We'll talk about it all when it happens. So thank you
That'll be
guys in
nice.
advance. Yeah, thank you guys in advance. So final words, Miss Nexie.
Um, just that, when life is happening to you, um, don't lose who you are when that moment comes. Remember who you are, what you're made of, and how you got to where you're at the moment, and make the decisions you have to make when life is happening to you, the best that you can for you, for your soul to be okay, for your mind and body to be okay. Don't sell
Right.
out. That's all.
Yes, thank you. Great, awesome thought. And I have to leave with this comment by Sirius. She said, Marlene, we have to talk about things that make us uncomfortable. That's how you get through difficult situations and the healing process. I agree.
Amen to that.
Yes.
Thank you,
Thank you
Sirius.
so much. Thank you, Sirius. And thank you, everybody who is in the chat. I appreciate all you gems. And, I hope that this message has been encouraging to anybody who is going through something. And when life happens, and when life is happening to you, don't give up. Don't give in. Don't listen to other people and their negativity, their drama, their whatever. You just keep being yourself, loving yourself, get into your goals, and be your best. So thank you, Nexie. And thank you, chat.
You're welcome, Marlene, and thank you for having me. Bye, chat.
Bye,
We'll see
chat.
you on the next time.
Yep. See you guys tomorrow. I think I have this for 1 or 3 o'clock. It's something like that. But tomorrow, I'll see you, gems. Bye, guys.
Bye.